What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Better Than Static. I'm your host, Tyler. With me, I have
Lucas.
And Chris.
Yeah! It's the normal lineup, guys. No guest tonight. But last guest was great. Jordan's always awesome. Always have fun with Jordan. Hopefully he'll be on again sometime. We talked about that after the episode last time, right? Yeah, we did. Be less of a like organized too. Just kind of let him and I guess us two just kind of go off. Like we weren't on a script last week, but just kind of let the conversation go where it will.
We had a topic we wanted to talk about, so
yeah. So next time it'll be probably like more free flowing, which Jordan's hilarious as is, so he'll probably keep it rolling pretty good. You'll be laughing the whole time. But one topic I had this week, and like we're not scripting the whole thing, but it's something I wanted to talk about was I got PUBG, which you guys I've been talking about that for a long time.
Yeah.
And I played a couple rounds, and everybody's been saying this game looks like trash. This is just the worst. Why would you ever put this on console? And I got some beef with that.
I mean, it was just a bad port. It was what it boiled down to. I thought that's what the issue was.
Like, you have some PC people trying to play it on console, and they're like, oh, 30 frames is not as good as 60 frames. I'm like, I mean, obviously that's not going to be as good. But for someone that's playing console, you can't really tell the frame difference. Granted, there is still some lag just because it's an unfinished game. And the only time you can really tell the frames are bad is in that starting area where you're all grouped up together, which it's really hard on your Xbox to process all of those people, like 100 people moving in one area. But after that, the only problem, like, that wasn't even a problem for me. But the problem I had was the controls are really weird, and they don't really ever come out and say, like, there's no manual, so you don't know what the controls are. And the inventory system's a little clunky, but I think they're going to work with that to make it smoother. The hardest thing for me to get was you had to hold X to reload. Because usually you just
hold
tap
X?
it. You have to hold X.
What does X do if you just tap it?
X, if you just tap it, crouches. I think that's right.
X is crouch?
that's weird.
No. Maybe
That's
it does something
stupid.
else. Maybe it cycles guns. I can't remember because I only played like a couple rounds of it. But I mean, I went pretty far. I got to like top 10 in solo. I definitely, once the controls get optimized, I think I'll like it better than Fortnite Battle Royale, which is what I'm playing right now. Love Fortnite right now. It's kind of cartoony, and there isn't much variance in guns. And I think that once PUBG gets fixed, they have a lot of different types of guns that you can use, and it's more realistic, like graphics-wise, and it's bigger map too. And I think it'll just be a good mix-up for me because everybody that has played it on PC loves it, and I want it to be good. I have high hopes for it once they get the bugs fixed. Is there any other games that you like? Call of Duty had some bugs at the beginning, right?
Still does.
Had a couple. Still has bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like
Big
a
time.
finished game too. So
No, it's not.
it's not. They said it's not. I figured it were.
No, it's not finished. I mean, these bugs have not been touched. Like, there's still the issue with getting in games and not spawning. There's still issues with balancing. There's still balancing. There's still connection issues. I mean, let's see. Team balancing is really one of the worst. And there's
What do you
still
mean by team balancing?
like, I'm
Just getting
okay, so
equal
right now
numbers on teams.
I'm third prestige 39, right? And so the other day I was on a team where I was the highest. I was like the only person that had ever prestiged on my team, and and the other team had like a couple six prestiges, a fifth prestige, and a fourth. I'm like, that's unfair. And sometimes you'll
Were
get in
they
a
in a
game where it's only
party or was it just random?
no, it's random. You can tell when they're in a party.
So
So
is
it's
there
just
any
like
like you said that it doesn't spawn you in some
not all.
team
I mean,
balancing. What
sometimes it
else did you
spawns you
say?
in. Hit detection's not great sometimes.
Yeah,
Do
they
they
made the head
advertise it like
really large.
Well, sometimes
I
they
thought
just won't register.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like,
I thought they advertised it as a finished game though.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
they did. It's
they're
a
not
full
gonna say it's
price full
not.
release game, but I
Well,
mean they're
no,
I
still
mean,
but
working on it. At this,
PUBG
at like,
literally comes out and says this is an unfinished game. There
it's
will
in
be
early
patches. Like,
access.
yeah,
This
yeah.
game is not in early access. This is supposed to be a finished game, but there's really, I mean, these bugs are so rampant that somebody should have seen it. It's not like there's this, it's affecting, it's affecting like a lot of people.
One thing I had a question about, and I don't, you all wouldn't know. Well, Lucas, do you have an Xbox One X?
yep,
So, Greg, my buddy Greg at work was saying he was in a party with Chris one time, and he would load way faster in
Yep.
every game. And I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
know
it,
exactly
I
what he's
mean,
talking about.
granted, he
I know
does have
exactly
better,
what he's
like
talking
a little
about.
bit better internet, but some things like process faster is what he said for him. And
yeah.
I guess World War II is optimized for a One X, or what do you
I
think,
don't know
Chris?
if it is or
Yeah,
not.
it is. There is a 4K. Well, the graphics is optimized for the One X. Is what it says whenever you go to download it. But I mean the One X itself is has a pretty beastly processor and all that stuff. It's not just graphically. Uh, so I know whenever I play with Chris and all of our other friends, I'm usually the first one in games and uh, everything like that. But with that being said, I also have really fast internet and uh,
Yeah, see, that's the
a
one.
hard connection and all that stuff. But loading games
That's
and
the
all that
one
stuff
big
also
thing.
is faster for me than coming from Elite, which I
Well, what
thought
I'm what
would
I,
be strange.
one of my points is I'm trying to make is you and Greg, like Greg pulls 60 megs. Chris, what are you? You're probably pulling 10, 15,
I don't know. I haven't checked in a while.
and then Lucas, you're pulling a gig, right?
50, not
50.
50. Yeah, I
Okay, just 50 megs.
yeah.
For some reason, I thought you were pulling a gig, but that's like I don't. That's a big difference. If like say Chris is only pulling 10 to 15 megs, that's a huge difference in Wi-Fi. That could make a difference too. So I don't know if it's Xbox One X or if it's wireless internet. I don't know. I would like to try. I don't know. I would like to do an experiment if I had money to buy an Xbox One X and try it on my crappy internet and see if and see if I'd still load in faster than Chris if he still had the one or just the regular one. But I'm not gonna
I
go
have the
buy a
OG
One X
one.
just for. You have the. I don't know if mine's OG. I bought mine
I mean, I didn't
secondhand
get it till
from.
summer of 14, but I know it was. I mean, they didn't have any other tops by
Are
that point, so
Kirby, is yours big and black?
Yeah.
You got the
you have
OG.
the OG.
Okay.
The S is white and slim.
There's a slim there's a tiny one. You would have known. It would have said slim on the box anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wonder that's an experiment I want to sometime try in the future when I maybe get a One X. Maybe might get a One X. I never know. It could
Yeah.
happen. Um,
Honestly, honestly the only reason why I got it is because I wanted a 4K Blu-ray player. That was it. That was my justification.
you do watch a lot of movies, so that is a
Yeah.
justification for it.
So, and a 4K Blu-ray player is like 200, 250 by itself. So, Why
And then
not?
you had to, like once you got the 4K TV, you had to have a 1X just to watch stuff. You know,
Right.
it's just it's
Yeah.
it's like a
Right
bundle.
now
You
I'm in
have
a
to
game
do
and
it.
my textures aren't loading very well. That's great. Man, that looks like garbage.
I wonder if that's. I guess that's
I
for
know
that
that's
was
got better.
due
I
to
know that there it
graphics.
is. Fence texture isn't loading
Speaking
either.
of it being January, first month of the year, did you guys see where The Room is going to come back out to certain theaters on July or January 10th? Not July, January 10th.
I did.
I can't. I didn't know that was happening until you texted us earlier, and that surprises me because I can't. Okay, so the only people that I can imagine going to watch this are people that watch The Room, or not The Room, but
The Disaster
The
Artist.
Disaster Artist. Yeah, that's what it's called. But people that watch The Disaster Artist and just kind of want to see what The Room was. And I haven't watched The Disaster Artist yet, but I don't know so I don't know the impression that it gave audiences. So I can't imagine it'll be well received. Is what I'm trying to say.
What astounded me was the amount of people that hadn't seen The Room that went and watched The Disaster Artist. Because you're missing a lot of the jokes. I feel like if you go
Well,
watch Disaster
from
Artist without seeing The Room.
all accounts that I've heard, you didn't have to watch The Room before going and seeing The Disaster Artist. They said most of the jokes that they made were like some actor that was in The Room would be standing in the background or something. Nothing was directly affiliated. It was about the guy's life, not about The
Not about
Room.
The Room.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I definitely want to see The Disaster Artist. I've watched The Room. I want to see The
yeah.
Disaster Artist now.
Sadly,
But
I also watched The Room.
are you guys a big fan
I,
of James Franco?
I wouldn't say
I mean, I'm big.
big.
But you guys like his
Uh,
movies and
More
stuff he's
often than
in.
not, when I see him in a movie, it turns out pretty well.
yeah.
See him. I don't mind. It's like Seth Rogen that I'm not a big Seth Rogen fan. Does he have a
Gotcha.
big part in Disaster Artist? I know he's in it. I just don't know how
He
big
plays
his
the
part is.
director, or he's directing the movie, I believe.
I
Not
thought
in the
Tommy
room,
Wiseau was the
director. In the
director of.
well, no, I don't. It's director of the movie. I don't look. He's behind the camera in the trailer that I watched, so I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna eventually see the Disaster Artist. Just don't know how I feel about it. Won't know until I see it, right?
Right.
That's kind of how that works.
I really do want to go see The Room back in big theaters though, and then I kind of don't because it was awful.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's so bad it's good though.
It is. That's the reason it got so popular. Was it's so bad it's good. I just don't know if I want to purposely go watch a bad movie in a
But if
I
there's a
theater.
lot of
mean,
people in there, it would be better. You'd
yeah.
Yeah.
obviously not like your.
But
One thing I'm going to
also, I
compare it
think,
to is when they replayed Christmas Vacation, but everybody loves Christmas Vacation. Um, so it's not the same, but it kind of is. When you have a room full of people that know what the movie is and know what to expect, I think it's more fun. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
see, I think so, except, I mean, I wouldn't consider Christmas Vacation being one of the worst movies ever made.
No. I'm not saying.
You know
I'm just
what I
saying.
mean?
I'm just saying everybody knows what to expect that is going to watch
Yeah.
it, and you can catch up on the jokes and like you reminisce on the things that you laughed at when you first watched it, which is going to be similar to The Room because when you see how bad something is, you're gonna be like, man, I remember the first time seeing that garbage, it was awful, and I laughed. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I, I, I don't think I'll watch it because I don't think I ever want to watch it again. Because, I mean, like I said, it was funny first time watching it, but it was. It wasn't. It was no Toxic Avenger. I'll say that.
Toxic Avenger is awful. That is
It's so
complete.
funny.
just the special effects on it alone, like, I mean, not really. I
Yeah,
mean, they're it's like the makeup, art and
The
makeup.
practical effects.
Yeah, the
yeah,
practical effects are just so bad.
yeah. And I
Like
think
me and
that's
Lucas watched that, and like I was
yeah.
cringing. I was physically cringing,
I think that's why I like it so bad. Is just because it's so over the top and
and it's
so
not like over
poorly
the top and
done.
just not just over the top in the practical effects, but like people like thinking they're so beautiful and they go and killing people in cars for fun. Like it's
Yeah,
just the plot is over the top too.
yeah. No, everything about it is ridiculous. I mean, you
Yeah,
have a giant man in a whole bunch of like the Toxic Avenger walking around in a
in a
uh,
tutu.
pink tutu that's dating a blind chick so she can't see what he actually looks like. I don't
Oh, it's
know.
like the
It's
Fantastic Four
just
Fantastic
stole
Four.
that. Yeah, that's what I was
yeah.
about to say. That's what I said.
Oh yeah,
Um,
with the thing. I
I
forgot
wonder
about
if they
that.
actually stole that from the Toxic Avenger. That'd be awesome if that's where they got that idea from. Which I'm
Yeah.
sure it's
They
the
probably
Toxic
did.
Avenger didn't come up with. I'm sure it's like some from something like some proper book or play or something. Like
Yeah.
not Shakespearean, but something high
Something
class.
that's
And
high
that has
class.
like I mean I don't know how high class it would be,
It's,
but something
yeah, I
that's
was just
not the
saying.
Toxic Avenger. It can't be just Toxic Avenger. Or it can't be. Well, I mean, I was about to say it can't be the Fantastic Four either, but Toxic Avenger came first, so it definitely can't have come from Fantastic Four. Here's a fun thing. Did you guys know that they're thinking about remaking Fantastic Four again?
Well, I would imagine since they're owned by Marvel now.
I wonder. I mean, Marvel will make a fun movie. I just don't know if I'll care about the characters because you've had two different, Human Torches, two different Mister Fantastics. You're probably. I wonder if people are just like, oh, we're sick of it. Just stop.
Yeah. I mean, as long as I feel like if they do it like Spider-Man, where they take it and they're like, okay, the origin story has been told, everyone knows where he came from, all that stuff. I think it would be okay if they were just kind of
Yeah,
Doing
R
that's
stuff
that's
now that they
rated
why
have their powers.
thing.
Homecoming was worked because they didn't bother to.
Yeah, go back and retell. Like it was still very young in his Spider-Man career, kind of thing, but he was already somewhat established, and I think
Yeah,
Fantastic Four could benefit from a similar story arc. Oh,
Fantastic Four. It was never the best set of superheroes because I mean, there's multiple fire handling superheroes in Marvel, and then there's more people that are stronger than the Thing. I just you're like these are the off-brand superheroes almost, or like the watered down superheroes.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Well, see,
you
that's kind
know,
of okay. So counterpoint to that, that's uh, I didn't come up with this. I read this uh, as to why Justice League isn't really working at the moment, and that's because Superman is the best at what each of the other team members do.
oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
He's OP.
Where did you read
So,
that?
um, it was some article. I don't remember where or what. It came up on my Google News feed. But it's like so the I didn't watch Justice League, but
I
it
did.
broke it down to the entire movie. They were like trying to just bide time until Superman comes back, and then Superman saves the day. It's like Superman saved the team from everything.
Yeah, and you have you have Flash, who is super fast, but Superman's faster somehow. Like it's
Yeah,
just it doesn't make sense. And then you have
no,
Wonder Woman and Aquaman who are both strong, but not as strong as Superman. But it's just it's that does make sense because then you're basically every Justice League film will be a Superman film. almost.
exactly. Like it's not even Smallville. Taking back to Smallville, even then, Flash was faster than Clark Kent. Aquaman could swim faster than Clark Kent, and I don't think Wonder Woman was in it. I don't remember Wonder Woman, but uh, like the skill that each of them brought to, I guess Green Arrow would be the other one that was a part of that team. He
Well,
did all
he was the
the
leader.
yeah, he was the leader. He did all the strategy and tactics and all that stuff because he was the best at that. And and then Clark was the strongest kind of thing. So they each had their purpose. Like it wasn't where
Or
Superman's
in this
better than everyone else. They have their
in, in this one, it's like
skill.
everyone is a diversion or not diversion. What is it called? Distraction. Distraction.
Yeah,
Everyone's just distracting until Superman gets like his ultimate power hit.
yeah, and it's
But you can even see the differences. I mean, granted, you can definitely see the difference of the movie from Avengers to to Justice League, but you can even see that like Iron Man. Iron Man is the guy that has your your long range. He's the flyer. He and him and Falcon are the flyers, but like Iron Man's kind of OP in some things, but and then like Cap's like strong too, and then like Romanov is like Black Widow is your super spy, and they each have their niche, and each one that has the different battles that make everything, which is awesome, because I never thought about that until you mentioned it.
yeah, and the only one that I could see, which he never really does anything, is Vision.
He's
Because
OP,
he's
Well,
supposed
he
to
is
be
OP.
and he
all
They
del-
just they haven't
and he
powerful.
used him yet.
deliberately holds back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they have their Superman, but he is I don't know why kind of thing, but he doesn't use his powers kind of thing. Like to in the same effect as Superman.
Yeah, like Superman's like, hey, look at me, I can do it all. Vision's like, I can do it all, but just don't look at me.
Yeah. It's like I'm the last resort.
But
Yeah,
he,
Vision goes out of his way to be like, look, I'm not comfortable with what I am. Because like
yeah, and I
even in
think
Avengers 2, he's like,
you
I don't
also
know
have
what's going on.
you also have the Frankenstein's monster effect too with Vision because he is basically like similar to Ultron. He's like an Ultron, and he doesn't want society to have backlash against him. But also, Hawkeye can defeat him when he's trying to help Scarlet Witch escape, which is
Okay,
I don't think should
technically
happen.
Scarlet Witch did that herself, pretty much. And because he was conflicted emotionally with Scarlet Witch, that probably didn't. He
Yeah.
probably just let it
Yeah,
happen, to be
yeah.
honest.
I was basically just like trying to get like be devil's advocate on that.
Oh,
Be like try to get people against me, but yeah. When's Black
Uh
Panther come out again? Because I know you're excited
next
about
month.
this. Next month.
February.
I'm probably gonna get the movie pass for when there's a good string of movies that I'm gonna go see. Because the movie pass is an awesome deal, and I'm gonna go to the movies all the time. But I want to wait till I know I'll make my money back. You know what I mean? Because I think next Christmas, if I wait until um, Black Panther comes out, I'll get Infinity War, right? And then I'll get the next Star Wars. I'll get a lot of other movies coming out too, to where that makes it worth money. Which I go see a lot of movies anyway, so I think I'll make my money regardless. But I want to see Black Panther definitely and catch all those.
Yeah, I just I just don't. I don't think I like going to the movies much anymore. I'll go see Black Panther, but I don't know.
It's a good atmosphere because I don't know. I like a good film. Like I like coming from there like, wow, that was worth my $8 to come and sit down and actually see almost like a not really a performance, but see something in
Oh,
its
you've never
actual
seen
way it's
before.
supposed to be. Yeah, or like see something the way it's supposed to be seen. Like that's what
Yeah.
movies are made to be seen on. I just like that feeling I get.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I like I like going to the movies and watching it, but I just don't like the people in the theater. That's why it gets me. Like, honestly, like I go watch movies on like Saturday and Sunday mornings, like early, so there's nobody in the movie theater. Like it's just me, and it's like my own little private thing. Up here in Lexington, we have some recliners, and just sprawl out and get to watch the movie. Nobody
I will
talking,
say,
nobody on their phones, and it's really
I
nice.
wish all theaters had those recliners, or at least where you could reserve your seats,
Yeah,
because that seems like the most proper way to watch a movie. Is like you can pick where you want to sit, and that's just awesome. And you
and you
don't
get to
have
see
to.
how many people's going to be in the like how many people's going to be in there and all that stuff ahead of time. And you know what I
Yeah, so
mean?
you don't
Like
go and you
it's
have to sit by like a bunch of awkward people you don't know. You can, you can kind of plan it out better.
right. And if you're going with a group, you can reserve and make sure everybody's sitting together and all that stuff. So I like it.
You don't have that awkward. Hey, could you scoot down to where me and my friends could sit together?
Yeah,
No, you have to sit by yourself.
that would be me.
Have you said that to somebody before?
No, no. I could just imagine myself sitting because I like to sit in the middle of the theater kind of thing.
Yeah, I do too.
And
I'm right there with you.
yeah, so if I was like sitting there by myself and it was like one seat on the other side of me and two people came up and was like, "Can you slide down one so we could sit together?" Nope. So they just have to sit down each side of me. I think that would be funny.
Would you do it for the humor or just the sole fact that you want to sit in the center of
I think
in
I
the
would do
center
it for
of
the
the thing?
humor more so, but there would be a small piece of me just out of the me wanting to sit in the center.
The one thing I cannot stand when I go to the movies is like you sit in a row by yourself and like the theater's still empty and people come sit like one seat away from you. Oh, that kills me. It makes me so mad. Or when people talk in the theater. Like when me and
Yeah, I
Chris went
hate
to
that
see
too.
Last Jedi, there was somebody talking down front, and I was about to get up and go say, "Hey, you need to shut up or you need to leave." But somebody got to him before I did. Because that's just
That's why I don't like going and watching movies.
so. Speaking of movies, like going out and watching all the movies, one movie that you don't have to like leave your house for, that I watched recently was the new Will Smith movie on Netflix, Bright. I know you've seen it, Lucas. I don't think Chris has seen it.
Nope.
But Lucas, what did you think about it?
I thought it was a cool premise, but not very well. Like the story wise, was not very solid.
I think if they would have told you how the world interacted before they just jumped into the
Yeah,
story, it'd have been way better. Like I'm not gonna spoil it because this is a Netflix movie, so anybody can go see it at any time. But like I enjoyed it. Once I tried, like I thought about it a whole lot about how the world worked, and I think I figured it out because it is if you're just jumping in, like it's not something you can like watch on a lazy Saturday because you'll have to think about it.
yeah, because they don't do a very good job of explaining what anything is. It
Yeah,
just
there's not
kind
a lot
of
of good
is.
exposition. It's just like
Yeah,
if you take it at face value and said, "Okay, I believe this. This is how it is in this movie," you will have fun. But if you're
yeah.
not that type of person, you definitely don't need to watch this when you're trying to relax.
It's one that if you watched it once and thought about it and then watched it a second time, you would probably get a lot more out of it simply because you would know what's going on.
And like I didn't not know what was going on when I watched it. It was just you have to pick up on the social cues in while you're watching it. And luckily, I guess I'm good at social cues for some things. When I'm speaking, I'm definitely not. But like when other people are speaking, I can pick up on social cues. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I understood whenever certain groups of people didn't like each other and all that stuff. Like that makes sense. but uh, like what being a Bright meant and why these people were doing this, and uh, that there was some crazy battle 1,000 years ago or something like that, and like all that kind of stuff. That
That needs to
like
be
the
like that
lore
needs to be
behind it
addressed.
made no sense. Yeah.
But I overall like I had fun watching it. I know I think it had some mixed reviews, and I think some people took that the stuff that we mentioned to have more of an impact on the review, which definitely for some people that is a big thing, and if it's missing it, they don't like it as much. But for me, I thought it was entertaining. I liked the plot for what I understood and what was told. Uh, but like, how'd you feel about the effects? Because some of the so there's like the different factions, and somehow that like some of the makeup they chose for those different factions and races, I was like not crazy about that. Like
Um.
the orcs had like blotchy skin. I would have liked it better if they were all just all blue or like the
I
grayish color
mean,
that
Blue
they are.
orcs.
Well, not like
yeah,
not like
they
a royal
were.
blue, but like a gray blue.
Yeah, they had a bluish tint to them. Uh, I mean, I didn't. Okay, I didn't mind the like the makeup or anything like that. Like to me, I just seen it and I was like, okay, those are what orcs look like. You know what I mean? Like it was a
Yeah,
very pretty. I don't know. It's just they're orcs.
it was just
Uh,
yeah. Because I mean, we've seen a lot of different portrayals of orcs. You got Lord of the Rings, you got World of Warcraft, now you have Bright. And I think like, I mean, there's probably some more that we've seen like to just goof around. Halloween Town had orcs in it and stuff like that. So I guess just everybody doing their style of orcs too.
yeah,
But like, it didn't ruin anything for me. I was like, I would have done it different. I just, but it gave personality to some. I don't know. It was overall decent movie. Not a bad thing to watch.
yeah.
Is there anything
The
else
what?
that's like?
Well,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say real fast. The one thing that I didn't enjoy about, I guess, the world that they set up was, I guess this is on David Ayer, the director, but just the, I don't know. Everybody seemed to be in a gang.
Yeah, like there was
Like
all the
I
orcs were
don't
in
know
a
if that
gang.
was. Yeah, all the orcs, really all the humans that they showed, they were either cops or gang members. Uh,
It's what
the
it's like after a post-apocalypse battle.
but 1,000 years after one.
Oh yeah, it keeps going, man.
Okay,
Clan ties are
and
strong.
yeah, and also like even the elves, which I thought were by far the coolest part of the movie. They were
Yeah,
all
they
like
were.
mobbed
They were
up
really
and
cool.
in some secretive mystic crap and all that stuff. And
They were more cults than gangs.
yeah, and it was like everyone belonged to a group, and I don't know, it just seemed
You're just like,
weird.
where's a
Like
normal
nobody
person?
was.
I guess,
Yeah, like
And
or
Will
even
not
Smith
Will's.
kind of was like
person,
that. Will
but he's a.
Smith's character, like he was a cop, but like he didn't really
You just
care.
don't. You just don't
He
see. I'm
treated all people
assuming.
the same.
I think he's what he means though is like there's just nobody out there just living their life. They're not. They're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying
Right.
to.
Honestly, the only one that I could even make an argument for is Joel Edgerton's character. I don't even remember his name. Uh,
Nicholas Jacoby.
yeah, Jacoby. And that's simply because he was kind of breaking that stereotype that
Yeah, he
everyone
was
else in
breaking
the
social
movie
norms.
fit.
So
And
I guess that
even
orcs aren't cops or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he
was the
was the
first orc
first
cop.
ever cop. Yeah, and because even Will Smith's character, like all the cops, this might be a minor spoiler. A lot of the
It's been
cops that
out a
they
couple
showed,
weeks.
right, but so just a minor spoiler. All of them had been dirty, and even Will Smith was a dirty cop.
Yeah, like
Like
he
it
was more
was
police
just
brutality than like
yeah.
some of the
So
others were like some rough stuff, but
yeah. So even the cops that were in it, they were still like bad. I
So
don't
that's
know.
yeah,
Like
basically
it
a gang
was
at that
just
point too, then, isn't it?
yeah,
yeah,
I guess so.
exactly. Like everyone in the movie except for Jacoby belonged to a gang, and he was the one orc that didn't fit anywhere or anything like that. And that's I don't know. That was my biggest gripe about the movie.
I enjoyed watching it. Is there anything else? Do you like? I don't know. That was the first Netflix movie I kind of saw that had they kind of advertised it a whole lot because it was everywhere. Like I saw it tube advertisement and stuff like that. I think I saw it at least 7 times on YouTube ads. That was the first Netflix movie that I'd seen like that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
if they're
this
gonna
was the
start.
first like
Real big
blockbuster
original movie
esque.
they've done,
Yeah,
yeah.
everything
Because
else
they
has
had, I
been
mean,
kind of uh, like small kind of thing. And I mean,
the
by far, Will Smith has been the biggest actor they've ever had in
yeah,
anything.
true. I wonder if Netflix will start trying to do these more with bigger actors, or if they're if or if this was like
Well,
testing
they've
the
already
waters for something
greenlit
bigger.
a Bright 2, so I mean, it's coming. So
It was
I would
apparently
like a Bright
successful
too.
enough to.
I liked Bright. I would watch a second one.
yeah, uh,
I wonder what they're
but
gonna do.
yeah,
Like the story would. I don't know what they're gonna do with the story, but I mean, I'd watch it.
yeah, I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
hopefully, I mean, for a Netflix movie that was kind of more bigger, not really, because they put a lot of production value in there, and stuff, but they have like big names in it. It was good, and I would not mind them to do more. They had a good director. David Ayer's a pretty good director. So if they can keep getting,
Well,
I like I like some of David
Easy.
Ayer's stuff.
You know he did Suicide
yeah,
Squad, right?
I'm aware, but he's done other stuff besides Suicide Squad.
yeah. I liked Fury and End of Watch, and that was about it.
I like
Yeah.
Fury a whole lot. I wanted to see
yeah,
End of Watch.
I'm
Crap.
pretty
I
I
sure.
know
think
he's
End of
Well,
Watch
it
directed
is on
used to
more.
be on.
Netflix.
I know it
What,
used to be
Chris?
because that's where I watched it.
I thought End of Watch was on Netflix.
I did not know that. I'll have to go watch it. There's some new Netflix series too that are out that came out kind of around the first of the year.
I know Black
Uh,
Mirror came out,
yeah, the new season of
season
Black
4.
Mirror. You gonna watch that?
Uh,
I've watched the first episode and a half.
I watched like one season and it was good. It wasn't what I was looking for at the time. I want to check out
Gotcha.
Castlevania. It came out like this past summer, but it's like a Netflix anime.
Yep.
And I'm not saying I'm getting a whole lot into anime, but I really like
freaking
Rooster
weeaboo.
Teeth's anime. Shut up, I'm not a weeboo. But like I don't know, I just want to give it a shot. Castlevania. I've heard good things about
Gotcha.
Castlevania. Definitely heard great things about Ruby because I like Ruby a whole lot. Um,
Heard great
the
things about
new
this thing I already
episode,
watched.
Yeah.
the last week's episode was crazy. The only thing I wish Ruby's episodes were longer. They're only like 15 minutes a piece, and that's not enough from week to week. Like I want something more.
I mean, you take even like Dragon Ball Z, they're only like 15-minute episodes.
Ah, that's true.
You don't have a
Like
commercial break, so you don't feel like it's as long as it is.
Exactly. So it's the length of a normal TV show, essentially.
But what I really, I'm not trying to to like say this is the best thing ever. I really like that like they integrate guns and hand-to-hand combat together. It was awesome. I like the weapons were cool in it. I was like, I think that was the thing that got me like, huh, this sounds neat, and kind of got me rolling with it. It also helped that it was from Rooster Teeth, and I watched most of their content anyways.
Yeah, I've been watching Ruby here lately because the episodes are just 15 minutes long, and I've been having to work late, so whenever I get back, I don't have a whole lot of time to watch an hour and a half long episode of Black Mirror. So, uh, I've just been watching it, and the weapons, some of the weapons are really, really, really cool.
What's your favorite one
And the
you've
way
seen so far?
I honestly think Blake's is probably the coolest
Blake's
that I've
is
seen
really
so
cool. It's like
far.
a grappling hook, machine
Grappling
gun, and
hook,
sword.
yeah.
It like transforms into all of them. Have you been introduced to Sun yet?
No, I haven't got to Sun. I just
He's
met Crow for the first time.
You've just met Crow for the first time?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in volume
So
3.
no, then you've met Sun. Sun is Michael Jones's character.
Oh, the staff. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And the gunchucks. Everybody loses their
yeah.
crap on that, and it is awesome. Like it's super cool. But I think my
I didn't
favorite,
realize his name was Sun.
yeah, Sun Wukong. But my favorite weapon though is Nora Valkyrie's. It's like a hammer that transforms into a grenade launcher, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's just like it's beefed up.
with the big pink heart on it.
I mean, I could do without the big pink heart, but like, just
No, it is really cool how she moves with it too. I'll give you
and
that.
that's another thing. Like, this is gonna sound like the physics are cool in the anime. Like, like Ruby will hop on her sniper rifle slash scythe and like pull the trigger, and it like propels her forward and stuff.
And then Yang's shoots like the shotgun shells out
Yeah,
as
the gauntlet
propulsion
off her
kind of
gauntlets.
thing. Yeah.
It's just an all around. What's really cool, and like I am gonna sound like a weeboo after this, but all the anime universes, it takes a lot of creativity to come up with those because it's not just your normal, karate fighting cartoon. It's they come up with all of these different, why things are the way they are, and they're just really cool. And that's really broad and a really broad statement because a lot of things do that, but I don't know. Most TV shows have similar things, but like anime is like no anime is like legitimate the same. Like no series of anime is the same.
They're different, original kind of thing.
Yeah, they're different and original. Like I've not watched a lot. Ruby was my first one, and I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid, and Dragon Ball. I watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but I mean, even those are just so different, and they're awesome.
I didn't
Love
even
them
know those
both.
were different shows. I thought there was just Dragon Ball Z.
Well,
Oh yeah,
Dragon
Dragon
Ball
Ball is whenever
it's
Goku's a
Goku
kid.
is kid. Yeah.
I didn't look. I had.
Just
I
go.
mean, Goku looks the same as like half the other characters, so I don't know which one. I don't know. They all look the same.
They're
What?
all named
No, it
after
doesn't.
vegetables.
I
They
do.
are.
I'm aware of that now.
Well, that's like everybody's favorite thing to point out.
I know.
I'm like, I don't really care.
Vegeta.
Well, all the Saiyans are, I should say.
Yeah, all the Saiyans.
Oh,
Well,
what about
Piccolo isn't a
Piccolo?
Saiyan.
He's a pickle. I don't remember Piccolo. He's a
And he's
green
not.
guy.
He's also not a
Yeah,
Saiyan.
he's Namekian.
What's
Oh,
the what's
mm,
the bald
what?
guy? A Namekian. They're like a different alien race that come to Earth, or not Earth. Well, Earth.
Yeah.
Goku lives on Earth. That was a weird statement for me, because like that didn't make sense in my head for a second. That should be the title of the episode. Goku lives on Earth with a question mark.
Mm, no, I'll think of one.
You'll think of one, think of a better one.
Maybe. Maybe not.
I gotta think of something to Photoshop us for. I'm trying to
You don't have
upscale our
to.
thumbnail game. It just helps our YouTube stuff out, I think. Like, and it's really fun just to, I don't know. I
Toy with
really had a
it.
lot of fun with, yeah, because it's a new skill that I'm not fully like, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm not great with, but I do have fun like thinking of ideas to just fool around with putting our heads on different stuff. Because Chris was put on Princess Leia on the last thumbnail, and I thought I got a big kick out of that when I did it, and I was hoping Chris would get a little grumpy about it, but
But I
he was
didn't.
he had good you had good humor about it, and I was happy about it. Lucas came
Honestly, I
up
don't
with
really
a
think I
funny.
noticed.
You don't think you noticed?
I don't think I did. Or maybe I
One
did. And I
thing
was like, oh,
Lucas
or I didn't care.
Lucas suggested you still being Leia and then moving Jordan's head to where Luke's was in the picture, then like Luke Skywalker, because then it would have been like him licking your head
Yeah, it
because
would
his
have been
tongue out was
Oh,
awesome.
supposed to
weird.
be. No, it'd have been hilarious. Um, but like the shading from Luke's hood in the Star Wars poster would have like I couldn't handle that because it was like my first time photoshopping. But it would have been awesome. Lucas said that I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're right," but I can't do it. I'm not good enough. It'd have been great. I was just I was proud of myself with that. And then Lucas came up with the title for the episode and it was fun. Randy Newman is the Last Jedi.
It's a good one.
Greg's been like binge watching or binge listening to our stuff. Just because he's been at his desk a lot more because he's not having to go out in the field as much. So he's like while he's doing paperwork and stuff, he's listening. And he was like, "You guys talk about Randy Newman a whole lot."
It's
He's
because
a
Randy
national
Newman's
treasure.
funny.
Randy Newman is a hidden treasure. People know about him, but they don't know how great he is. And so we want to have
So what
Randy
people? I'm not gonna try to impersonate him after Jordan. So
Jordan's was spot on. Um, but like, ah, crap. I had something. He's like not like everybody knows him, but they don't know how funny. Like they don't think about what's so funny about it, and that's why we want to bring
his voice is
recognition
what's
to
so
him.
funny about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why he talks like that.
He's also a weird dude. Just,
I mean, I only know him from his soundtracks. I don't know him
uh,
outside of anything else.
I mean, I don't know him, but just seeing stuff from him.
Well,
Is
like
he
that,
alive?
I didn't mean know him. He's alive,
Yeah.
I think. He would. There'd be big news if Randy Newman died, because nobody
I don't
realizes
know.
what they have until it's gone. And trust me,
Suppose.
we wait. What? What did you say?
I said I suppose.
Man, everybody'd be feeling it. Man, we missing Randy Newman.
I
I
mean, I feel
had
like Tom
the.
Petty didn't get a huge
Oh,
send
he
off.
definitely did.
He got a
Yeah,
huge
I
send
know,
off.
but I
Like,
mean more
Got a huge
so
send-
from people like at work and stuff. They're like, whenever a lot of the other celebrities died and stuff, it was like, oh my gosh, did you hear this person died? And whenever Tom Petty died, it was just like, oh yeah, yeah, he died.
I think a lot of musicians, musicians, did more for Tom Petty than like the normal person. Like, because on the alternative radio on Sirius, they had a lot of covers of Tom Petty songs for that,
I gotcha.
and it was awesome.
Uh,
I liked it a whole lot. Some of them were really good. Others, I was like, nah, you could have done better. But I guess it's okay.
yeah, he's one that, except for Johnny Cash's "I Won't Back Down," uh, there's not many people that I could be like would be comfortable with covering Tom Petty. And with that
I'm
being
not gonna.
said, Tom Petty is one of my favorite artists of all time. So it's kind of a he might be so.
See, I
I like
figured
the
Bob
John
Dylan
Mayer
was yours.
free falling cover.
Oh no, not
Really?
yeah. I don't like it. I also don't
I
like
like
John
it.
Mayer a whole lot. So
Lucas
I
is
had a
very
John
picky
Mayer
about his
phase.
music.
yeah,
I had a
I had
John
a
Mayer
lot of
phase
phases of music.
summer after high school. I was like, I was super into John Mayer.
High
Yeah.
school girls are
Whenever I
always super into John Mayer.
yeah, whenever I dormed with Luke, freshman year, it was all about Dave Matthews Band and
Oh my
John
god.
Mayer.
I
It's
can't stand
such
Dave
a Luke
Matthews
thing.
Band.
Yeah, I hate him. That and I mean, it was like the trio of like worst nightmare. It was like Eric Church, Dave Matthews Band, and John
I,
Mayer.
I
I
didn't pick
hate
him for
Eric
somebody
Church.
that liked
I
Eric
hate
Church.
country music. Like except like the old stuff. Country music that
Chris
is new.
Stapleton, don't come on.
Chris
Yeah,
Stapleton.
Chris
Oh, Chris
Stapleton's
Stapleton's
good.
not. He's like
Serge Sturgill
blues.
Simpson.
Like I'm not a huge Sturgill Simpson fan,
Okie dokie then.
I don't even
but
know
like
who that is.
I like Chris Stapleton like because he's like a blues singer more than he is like sure he's
Yeah,
in the country genre, but it's blues. He's singing blues, not like oh my truck broke down today or my dog died or I'm
It can
drinking
still be
like.
country though.
But like it's not.
yeah.
I'm not saying it's. I'm just saying that he sings like blues based songs in a country genre. I don't know. He's a
Whatever.
national treasure like Randy Newman.
Isn't he also from Kentucky?
I don't know
Yeah,
if he's
Chris
from
Stapleton is,
Kentucky.
yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Where at? Do you know where?
Paintsville, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Over in Letcher County, right? No,
That's in Johnson County.
Yep.
Johnson County. Is that even close? Was that even close?
I mean, they're in Eastern Kentucky, so I mean, it's about as close as you
Yeah.
get.
Are they touching?
No, they're not.
Oh. Well, I gave it a
Because
good
I'm the guy
effort.
to ask about that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
you
I was
could have said
asking
something
you.
stupid like Fulton County or something.
I didn't even know Fulton County existed in Kentucky.
It's on the Mississippi River.
On the Mississippi River.
Look, Mister Everygagi.
Yeah, the first run of the intro, I said every goggy instead of every.
He actually was born in Lexington. He must have went to school out there or something. I could
Okay.
have sworn he grew up in Staffordsville, which is in Johnson County. Okay, he was born in Lexington at the probably at like the hospital, and then they drove him back to.
And one thing that we've been talking a lot about at work was that like Oregon is now passing. Like Oregon used to have a law that you couldn't pump your own gas, and then now they're repealing that law. So like they're doing away with like a lot of with a lot of full service gas stations, and they're going to become self service, and everybody's like losing their crap. I don't. Do you know how many other places are like full service? Like how many other states
Just them.
have full?
I thought it was. I
Just
thought it was just them.
Yeah, I
because
just.
like
Oh,
I guess every
uh,
state had that law and then they just repealed it, or like none of them made that law, or I don't know. Because London has never had like a sole
He used
full
to.
service.
Not
Yeah.
Did it
only
really?
full service. They've had gas stations
Like
that had pumps that had full service on them, but
yeah, like
yeah.
Swifties had that. And I used to go there a lot, but I never used the full service lane.
no.
I don't know. It's kind of emasculating having somebody else pump your gas. Well, especially when you're a guy.
I'd be
I
doing
mean,
that
well,
right now if I could.
what if it's
Yeah, it's
cold
just cold.
outside?
Cold.
Yeah, and you
Man,
just
I
go.
still
And,
get out and pump my own gas.
I mean, if somebody
I,
was there getting paid to do it, I'd give them a.
I'd give him a tip. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't care.
I'm too cheap for that. I'll just pump my own gas.
Okay.
I value
But like,
convenience.
wait, go ahead. You value
I was gonna
what?
say I value convenience.
I do too.
I
I mean,
value
it's
money
just.
over convenience.
I mean, I do at a certain point, but I mean, $2 or $3. You know what I mean? That's not gonna make or break me. It's just.
I guess I'm just
Yeah.
cheap. But
Yeah,
they
Mr.
were doing some
Krabs.
interviews and stuff, and there's this guy that was 88 that got interviewed, and he said he's never pumped his own gas. And I like two things came to my mind. First off, you're 88, you don't need to be driving anymore. And second off, how long has this like? I didn't know that
Yeah,
this
I'm
was
pretty
this,
sure it
like, that big.
was. As far as I can tell, it's always been like that in Oregon.
Oh, that's neat. I don't like. That's just. I guess where we grew
First
up in a
off,
different time.
why
Like,
was why was there a law that you couldn't pump your own gas? Is it to keep people from stealing it or something like that?
I'm not sure
that
why
or
they
maybe
had the law.
carcinogens. I don't know. I don't. I
If it was
really don't.
carcinogens, if it was for carcinogens, California would have been all over that law, and they haven't. So
uh,
No, that's true. Because don't they have like areas marked
they have
off for
signs on
like?
everything that say, like everywhere. Like it's. I was when I went to Six Flags last year in California. Like on the open gate, like on the gates, there's like a sign that says, things here might have carcinogens in them. Literally, like, pretty much everything. Like you go to this, you go to a pharmacy and like there's carcinogens in this, carcinogens in that. It's like there's nothing you can do there that doesn't have carcinogens in it.
Which I guess it's everywhere. I don't know. Well, they have a lot more
No, that's
emissions from
California's
cars
law.
there.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, those carcinogens are everywhere. Like not just in
Yeah.
California.
Oh yeah, it's just they feel the need to.
They feel the need to tell people.
Yeah.
That's just I don't like. I guess like when I've watched like Andy Griffin, that was all their like the gas station that was full service. I don't know. It's crazy. But anyways, that's all. Do you guys have anything more on that? Because that's all. I just thought that was crazy that that happened this week
I
and
just thought of
everybody's freaking out.
Zoolander.
You thought of Zoolander where it's they like they have the gas fight.
Yeah, it's just everybody in Oregon just starts doing that.
Oh, that would. You need to make a meme of that.
It's
Like
already been
have.
done, but
Oh, it has. I didn't see that meme yet.
there's
Because
just a
that would be
video
great.
on Twitter.
Okay. Because that would be. I get like hearing that the first time like that is genius.
Yeah,
But
well, that's why I didn't think of it
that's
first. All right.
guys. Go check us out on all social media. We're on Twitter at BT Static. We got a Facebook page, Facebook/BT Static, and check out our Podbean website. Also, like, subscribe, and comment. We'd really also like some reviews on iTunes. That'd be great. Guys, hopefully this episode's been better than static.
Heyo.
peace.